season filled with romance and excitement. Ted Shackelford and Ginger Rogers star in the season premiere of Hotel. Tonight.
Good evening, I'm Mike Binkley. Next on Eyewitness News at 6, a sad story from Lino Lakes where a fire killed 2 small children. And you'll see why firefighters didn't even know at first they were inside a burning camper top. Also ahead, how big-mouth the beluga whale is making an amazing recovery. Jackie Renner is back from a check on the whales in San Diego with a report.
We have a record low to talk about, but our roller coaster ride on the thermometer continues. I'll have the details.
In sports, it's up to the Tigers if they intend to take on the Twins next week.
Join us next for Eyewitness News at 6.
Welcome aboard. Royal Caribbean, when you're ready for something better.
The graceful arch of a washerless accent faucet by Sterling is backed by a 10-year drip-free warranty. Triple chrome-plated on brass construction, it conserves 30% more water. At Builder Square for only $44, $54 with spray. Builder Square. The more we sell, the lower the price. The lower the price, the more we sell.
At LensCrafters, over 95% of all prescriptions are completed in 1 hour. 95%. Because LensCrafters has a complete lens grinding laboratory right here in the store. Listen.
My glasses were made in 1 hour.
It only takes an hour because the lab's right on the spot.
Over 95% of all prescriptions in 1 hour.
LensCrafters. Quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Burnsville Center, Southdale Center, Lomans Plaza, and now in Crystal Shopping Center, next to Target.
You're watching KSTP-TV, Minnesota's News Channel 5. Live from Minnesota's News Channel, KSTP Channel 5, Mike Binkley, Karen Falloon, and Mark Stevens bring you Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. Leading the news tonight, a confusing and tragic fire that killed 2 little boys this morning. They died in what appeared to be a makeshift home just outside their grandparents' house in Lino Lakes.
On a record cold night, 3-year-old Luke and 18-month-old Sean had been staying out in the backyard with their mother in a camper shell propped up on 4 stumps. The mother, Mary Blaylock, was away when the fire started. There was no heat inside. They were just a few feet from the grandparents' home. And the neighbors had no idea anyone was living back there. They thought some trash was on fire when they first spotted the flames. But then the mother came home.
She had gone out to get something to eat.
She came back up the driveway and...
Right, and that's when she said, my babies.
I thought they were burning leaves or something. Then we got home and Jesse called.
Jesse is the older brother of the victims. He phoned these friends of his from the hospital where his mother was being treated for shock.
He said that Luke got into matches and started the trailer on fire.
That's still only speculation, though, at this point.
There has been an indication that candles were in the topper, and that the topper also contained matches. Whether or not the candles were lit, I do not know, or whether or not the matches were available to the children, I do not know.
As far as this camper top meeting housing codes, we're told by a sheriff's investigator that the city of Lino Lakes has been out to that residence once before, but the records of their findings won't be available until Monday. Within the last hour, St. Paul authorities have recovered the body of a man in his 20s found alongside the Mississippi River. The body was discovered at the bottom of a steep bluff below East River Road. Authorities had to use a boat to reach that location. They are still investigating that death. A St. Paul man drowned this morning when his canoe overturned. Authorities say 25-year-old Stephen Skoglund was swimming to shore with 2 friends when he drowned about 4:30 in the morning. A 4th friend stayed with the canoe and was later rescued. The accident happened on Moore Lake in Fridley. Police are investigating why the men were on the lake so early in the morning. A 3-alarm fire this morning at the Amstar Insulation Company in Minneapolis. 40 firefighters beat down the flames, but not before half of the warehouse collapsed. No one was hurt. The cause and damage estimate are still under investigation. Well, someone who doesn't like to wear seatbelts might have changed their mind after seeing a dramatic accident in Minneapolis this afternoon. Two cars plowed into each other at the intersection of Arthur and New Brighton Boulevard. Both cars ended up on their sides, one on top of the other. As hard as it was for witnesses to believe, no one was seriously hurt. One officer said, no doubt in his mind, the driver of the blue car was saved by the belt. Now a look at stories making headlines around America. President Reagan went after critics of Supreme Court nominee Robert Bork in his weekly radio address today. The president said Bork opponents are trying to intimidate judges.
They are determined to thwart the desire of the American people for judges who understand the real role of the judiciary, judges who seek to interpret the law, not make it.
The Supreme Court reconvenes on Monday with only 8 justices. Normally, there are 9. Well, the cleanup and repair work hasn't stopped in California ever since Thursday's earthquake. The governor there has declared all of Los Angeles County a disaster area. That's the first step in qualifying that area for low-interest loans and grants. With $65 million in damage, the next step is to persuade the president to declare the area a federal disaster area. In Chicago, marathon talks have produced a tentative agreement in the 4-week-old teachers' strike. 28,000 teachers and 430,000 students have been affected there. The new 2-year pact calls for a 4% increase the first year. No other details were given. We do know, though, that teachers begin a day of preparation on Monday, and students will sit down to classes again on Tuesday. A manhunt is underway in Nicollet County tonight. 2 inmates escaped sometime overnight from the state mental hospital in St. Peter. One is considered dangerous. Hospital officials say they fooled a guard by putting pillows under their blankets to make it appear that they were sleeping. Well, the frost was on the pumpkin this morning. Karen Falloon, were you looking for another cold night?
Well, Mike, while last night's weather might have had us searching for those extra blankets and sweaters, tomorrow's warmth might have us looking for the suntan lotion. I'll have details. Mark?
Karen, coming up later on in sports, the Gophers open up their Big Ten football season, and baseball's race for the final playoff spot continues to go back and forth. Details later.
All right, and still to come on Eyewitness News at 6, University of Minnesota officials are cracking down on fraternities and sororities after only 1 week of classes. Catherine Smith talks with the Greeks just ahead. Also, some advice from duck hunters who headed out for today's opener later on Eyewitness News at 6.
Because we have over 1,000 coast-to-coast stores, it gives us better buying power so that we can offer a better price to our customer and a bigger selection.
Save during our fall sale on Philips Longer Life soft white bulbs in the unique square shape. Just $2.19 for a pack of 4. Get Ever-Ready Energizer alkaline batteries. Popular sizes for most applications. Your choice, only $1.69.
America's total hardware stores, coast to coast.
Remember how great you felt when your car was new and beautiful? Boy, what a feeling. But how about now when your car is ugly? Better take a look at Maaco's famous half-and-half car and get in right now on Maaco's chain-wide half-price sale. You get a supreme paint job with new ultraviolet sunscreen coating for longer, better protection. Right, a better paint job at half the price. Here's how.
The Maaco Supreme Paint Job, regularly $499.95, now only $250. Sale lasts for limited time only.
Act now.
Introducing the second largest seed company in America. We're Stauffer Seeds, America's fastest growing seed company.
And Pride, the biggest little seed company up north.
And Northrop King, with over 100 years of experience.
Now we're working together
as the second largest seed company in America.
The new Northrop King, bringing you seeds and service that are second to none.
The new Northrop King, second largest seed company in America.
When you need a home equity loan, you don't need your old bank taking bites out of your equity for appraisal fees and title insurance. At First Minnesota, you don't have to pay those charges on loans up to $50,000. Plus, you won't pay points or annual fees. So go to the new bank for your home equity loan before the old bank eats you out of house and home.
First Minnesota, the new bank.
St. Paul's Roy Wilkins Auditorium reverberated with the sounds of some of Minnesota's best musicians last night. The 6th annual Minnesota Black Musicians Awards entertained a near-capacity crowd. Homegrown star Prince was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and producers Jimmy Jam Harris and Terry Lewis of Flight Time Productions were named Artists of the Year for the 2nd straight time. Well, music, sometimes loud music, may be part of what's giving the fraternities and sororities on the University of Minnesota campus a bad name. Catherine Smith reports the Greek system is suffering from an image problem that university officials would like to change.
Along Fraternity Row, a good weekend night and a good party go hand in hand. But university officials say they think the partying may be a little out of control.
People walk through there and they see a lot of boisterous activity. They get hit in the head with footballs flying and so forth. And they get irritated and they complain.
So this letter went out to inform members of the Greek system that things will have to change. Each chapter will have to establish academic requirements, and the traditional porch parties will have to become a thing of the past.
The thing that I didn't like about the letter, and most of the other Greek system did not like, was the fact that all he did was tell us what our problems were and said, take care of them. And he didn't say, we are encouraging you to correct this, and we have some ideas on how you can correct these problems that you have.
The university's new goals for the Greek system are in line with many of the academic and behavioral goals the Greeks have for themselves. But many of the members say they'll need some guidance from university officials to make them work. Some Greeks say people aren't willing to see the good parts of their organizations because they're preoccupied with only one side of Greek life, socializing.
They see beer cups on University Avenue is what they see. They don't see all the hard work that the people are putting into the, philanthropies and Campus Carney. They see the mess and they don't understand that we raised $50,000 for charity.
University officials say the Greek system has 2 years to meet the new guidelines, or they say the university will withdraw its support of their organizations. Catherine Smith, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, Minneapolis.
Well, right now, the university's support of the Greek system includes a full-time advisor who works as a liaison to the fraternities and sororities. Well, we'll find out if another record low is on the way when meteorologist Karen Falloon joins us next. Plus, Jackie Renner will show us Big Mouth the Beluga's amazing recovery in San Diego. She has the latest from SeaWorld later on Eyewitness News at 6.
One of the fun things about running a coast-to-coast store is we're able to actually put in our store what our customers are asking for.
Save during our fall sale on the Makita 3/8-inch cordless reversing drill. Great for drilling or driving screws, just $49.99. Save on our best soft-touch latex flat enamel wall paint. Scrubbable, spot and stain resistant. Only $9.99 after $2 mail-in rebate.
America's total hardware stores, coast to coast.
Eagle Drugstores presents their fall season premiere, featuring spectacular savings on Dimetap Decongestant Elixir 4-ounce or Extend-Tab 12s, only $2.69. Ogilvy Perms, for that professional look at home, just $3.49. Mylanta 12-ounce liquid or 100 tablets, $2.39. Eagle Drug, your ticket to fall savings. See the yellow pages for the Eagle Drug Store nearest you.
The things we do to get even with our cars, just because the engine's hesitating or making funny noises, when it's so easy to bring it to Precision Tune. Precision Tune stops your engine stalling and gas guzzling with a fuel injector cleaning. So don't take it out on your car. Instead, aim for the nearest Precision Tune, the engine performance experts.
See the yellow pages or call the connection.
Investor Savings consistently pays higher interest rates than most Twin City banks and savings and loans. Take a look. Here's what a $1,000 certificate of deposit will earn at some banks and at Investor Savings. Here's what opening a passbook account with $1,000 will get you at some banks and at Investor Savings, a full 6.25%. How does your bank rate? To find out more, look for our ad in your Sunday newspaper or call the office nearest you. Member FSLIC.
No mistake about it. Fall is definitely here. The sign flashing the temperature showed 37 in downtown Minneapolis this morning. That was probably a warm spot. Broke a record over there.
As a matter of fact, that was a warm spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
We broke a record, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Officially, out of the Twin Cities Airport, we broke the record by 2 degrees. But there were a few spots that were even colder than that. One of our observers, Gail Nelson, called in from East Bethel, and her temperature, low temperature this morning was 24 degrees. So there were some chilly spots. Now, we've had some very dry air over the upper Midwest, but we're all enjoying some sunshine over a good portion of the country. Note on satellite pictures, nary a cloud from Minnesota all the way into central Florida, and then if you go west to the Rockies, you have to go all the way into New Mexico and Arizona before you hit any cloud cover. A few clouds in the Pacific Northwest. And that low-pressure system that moved across the upper Midwest a few days ago is now in the northeast, causing some rather cloudy conditions and quite a bit of rainfall. Not record rainfall or even flash flood type rainfall, but it's been consistent over the last 24 to 36 hours, and now all of that is moving off the northeastern coastline there. Our weather has been dominated by this large Canadian high pressure. It's settled in over the mid-Mississippi Valley and is the reason for the sunshine today. It's also the reason for the colder temperatures. Temperatures were in the 20s as far south as Iowa, in the 30s all the way into Arkansas, Oklahoma, and the portions of the Tennessee Valley. Now, there were a few record low temperatures across the upper Midwest, and we have temperatures generally in the 20s, 24 at Spencer, 25 Sioux Falls, 29 degrees was the temperature here in the Twin Cities officially, 24 at Duluth and Eau Claire, all of those record low temperatures. So officially, our record low was 29. That beat the old record by 2 degrees, 31 as it stood on the books, set back in 1935. The high today was 62 degrees, and we've had no rain. Right now, we have clear skies, and the temperature is 61. Note the dew point, 22, so that gives us a very dry relative humidity of 22%. Winds are out of the south at 15 miles an hour, and the pressure right now is falling. So that high pressure that has been sitting over the central portion of the country today is going to slide a little bit farther to the southeast, and it's going to be windy tomorrow out ahead of another cold front that's going to bring us another change in the weather. Now, out ahead of that system tomorrow, since this front is not coming through until about 6 or 7 o'clock, the temperature should warm up into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, around 78. But then that front comes through, and Monday will be cooler. So for tonight, we have mostly clear skies, not quite as cool tonight, with temperatures 45 to 50 degrees, waking up clear and 48. The rest of Sunday looks mostly sunny, warm and breezy. Those winds will be increasing to 15 to 25 miles an hour by the afternoon, with temperatures ranging from 76 to 81 degrees. Sunday night, we have variable clouds, a few scattered showers as that front comes through. That kind of weather prevails on Monday as well. And Monday's temperatures will be back to near normal, 57 to 62. Looking ahead, a few scattered showers left over on Tuesday, and it looks like near normal temperatures the rest of the week, with partly cloudy skies generally, and temperatures in the 40s at night and in the upper 50s to lower 60s during the day. So we have a big warm-up. Our one warm day is tomorrow.
Better take advantage of it. That sounds great.
It's going to be terrific.
All right, Karen, thanks a lot. Well, today's clear blue skies didn't exactly help hunters on the opening day of duck season. The ducks stayed high in the sky, but hunters in the Carlos Avery Wildlife Management Area had their decoys out, hoping to convince passing birds to stop in. One hunter says shooters would be more successful if they wait a while before blasting away with the new steel shot.
Leave them get into the decoys. Leave them come down. Let everybody get a chance at them. You let them decoy, you'll be able to get them quicker. Instead of trying to pound them when they're way up in the clouds. We don't have anti-aircraft guns. We got 12-gauge shotguns.
By the way, many stores reported shortages of the new steel pellet shotgun shells for today's opener. Still ahead in sports, the Gophers tee it up against Purdue in their Big Ten opener at the Dome. And it continues to be a heated battle in the race to see who faces the Twins in the playoffs. Mark Stevens has it all next.
Hey, man, what's good? Fayetteville? Got some mud bars. Mud bars, huh?
New Toll House Mud Bars, a double chocolatey treat you bake right at home with Nestle Toll House morsels.
Yeah, you know how them mud bars are, like a Toll House cookie and a chocolate bar. Mud bars.
So, what you doing tonight, man?
Mud bars.
Making mud bars.
Make 'em with Nestle Toll House morsels.
Mud bars.
Oh, we're going to give you miles of smiles right here at the all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep in Inver Grove Heights, because we are your affordable car store, and yes, only $44 delivers. Take a look at this 82 Ford Escort, or how about this 82 Chevrolet Citation, $44 down, $64 a month, or $19.44. If you want some more, you got to get out of here. We're only 5 minutes east of the airport on 494 to Robert Street. The all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep. Call us, 451-2211.
The way some places make hamburger patties, it's no wonder their burgers can turn out thin, dry, Hardee's, we make our quarter-pound patties more gently, so they cook up all thick, juicy. It's a complicated machine, but it's based on an idea that's quite old-fashioned. Because at Hardee's, we're out to win you over.
10 little Indians make a big mess. Rental cleaners, that's one way, I guess, but Regina's found an easier way to clean carpets with a hot water spray. The Regina Steamer Carpet Cleaner. High traffic areas, keep them clean. It's easy when you own a machine. The Regina Steamer Carpet Cleaner cleans whole rooms so deep, so fast, makes rental cleaners a thing of the past. For less than you ever thought you'd pay, clean your carpets the easy way. The Regina Steamer Carpet Cleaner.
It's amazing how teams can go through 161 games of the regular season. It comes down to one final game.
And you can almost feel the Blue Jays' hands around their necks as they played the last 6. So a week ago, Toronto had a 3.5-game lead and looked like a good bet to meet the Twins in the American League playoffs. Now, that was a week ago. With 1 game to go in the regular season, Detroit now has a 1-game lead in the AL East. They took over the top spot there today with a 3-2 win at Tiger Stadium. It was a tight one all game. 5th inning, Nelson Liriano puts the Jays ahead. The base hit off of Jack Morris scores Manny Lee. It was 2-1 Jays. Bottom of the inning, the Tigers tie it up. Mike Heath's double here will bring home Tommy Brookins, and the game was all tied at 2 apiece. Now, it stayed that way till the 12th inning. Bases loaded, went out for Alan Trammell, whose shot goes through the legs of Manny Lee at short, and he's a replacement there. The Tigers win it again 3-2. They take a 1-game lead in the American League East. Now, if Detroit wins tomorrow, they win the division. They advance to the playoffs against the Twins. Now, a Toronto win would force a 1-game playoff. That would be on Monday to decide. I'll be at Tiger Stadium with a live report tomorrow and Monday, if necessary, as we finally find out who the Twins will meet in the playoffs. Now, the Twins don't have to play a game that means anything until Wednesday when the playoffs start, but it sure would be nice if they could come up with a few wins before then. They lost their 3rd straight since Monday's clincher last night in KC. Danny Tartabull hit this grand slam off of Frank Viola to ice it for the Royals. They scored 5 runs in the 5th inning. They win it 6-3. They'll try it again tonight. Bert Blyleven goes for the Twins. Charlie Liebrandt goes for the Royals. The Twins will conclude their regular season with their game in Kansas City tomorrow. Well, the tune-up is over, and it's time to get down to Big Ten business for the Gophers. Tonight, the Gophs are hosting Purdue in their Big Ten opener. In fact, the game just started moments ago at the Dome. Right now, it's in the first quarter after the opening kickoff, and it's scoreless. The Gophers, of course, were 3-0 in non-conference games. We'll have highlights of tonight's game for you on the update. Elsewhere in the Big Ten today, Michigan State pulled an upset at East Lansing. Big day for Heisman Trophy winner Lorenzo White. He had 166 yards, but the difference was this 9-yard touchdown pass from Bobby McAllister to Mike Sargent in the 4th. The Spartans win it today, 19-14, upsetting number 17 Iowa. Also on the Big Ten scoreboard, Michigan big Jamie Morris, 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. Indiana stops Northwestern, and Ohio State is a 4-point winner over Illinois. Other college football action, top-ranked Oklahoma turned the Cyclones into a mild breeze today. Anthony Stafford had 3 touchdowns for the Sooners, 2 on the ground. This one in the air from Jamel Holloway for 42 yards away. Holloway had a pair of touchdown passes, ran for another. Oklahoma 600 yards in total offense. They win it 56-3. Meanwhile, in Tallahassee, 3rd-ranked Miami came from behind to beat number 4 Florida State 3rd quarter. Mark Mayhew blocks the punt, and Anthony Williams will take it in for 6. Gave Florida State a 16-3 lead, but the Canes came storming back. St. Paul's Steve Walsh threw 3 touchdown passes in the 4th quarter. This one to Michael Irwin was the difference. Miami comes from behind. They beat Florida State. Sorry to say, Karen. 26-25 was the score in that one. Also, number 2, Nebraska's coming back. They were trailing South Carolina. They now lead it by 6 in the 4th period. Auburn rolls over North Carolina. Number 10, Tennessee, big over California. And UCLA is a 49-point winner over Stanford. In Lubbock, Texas today, a big upset, thanks to a little guy. This is 5'3" Tyrone Thurman returning a punt, 74 yards for the touchdown as Texas Tech upsets number 15, Texas A&M, 27-21. Number 14, Penn State takes care of Temple. In the 4th period, Oregon is surprising number 16, Washington. Number 17, Alabama rolls. Number 20, Georgia is a 31-14 winner over Mississippi. And Columbia loses for the 34th straight time. That ties the major college record. Local college football today, Concordia steamrolled Augsburg this afternoon. 2nd quarter, Dan Paladicek puts it up. Kevin Heidemann comes down with it in the end zone for a 30-yard score. Concordia went on to beat Augsburg this afternoon, 56-3. Also, local winners today, Hamlin over St. Thomas. Carrollton takes care of McAllister. Gustavus over St. Olaf, and North Dakota is a 16-13 winner over St. Cloud State. And our Channel 5 exclusive, And you'll only get the scores of these teams here. Carnegie Mellon a winner again. And Binkley's alma mater, 16-15, they beat Southern Illinois. After that tragic setback, the Salukis are considering dropping their entire football program. Depending on who you believe, the end of the NFL player strike might be in sight. St. Louis Cardinals running back Stump Mitchell claims Union head chief Gene Upshaw told the Cardinals he might call an end to the strike and let the players return to work while he resumes negotiations. But a union spokesman says going back to work without a contract is not under consideration. I guess the optimist believes Stump. Either way, a group calling themselves the Vikings will play a group that's claiming to be the Packers tomorrow in the Dome. At Canterbury Downs today, a great day for racing and a great finish for the 5th race of the day. Number 4, Cindy's Host will win this one at the wire. Cindy's Host paid $7.40 for the win. And it's not really a surprising note out of the North Stars camp today. 10-year veteran Brad Maxwell hangs up the skates.
Oh, really?
We've had enough.
Okay, Mark, thanks very much. Well, Big Mouth the beluga whale is bouncing back from bone disease. Jackie Renner is back from San Diego with a look at his remarkable progress next on Eyewitness News at 6.
Save on bright ideas for your home during Menard's kickoff sale. Diamond F light fixtures for every room are on sale now, including outdoor fixtures, like this black coast lantern, now just $12.88. Long-lasting Sylvania light bulbs are on sale, too. Save on Sylvania soft white bulbs, just 29 cents each after rebate when you buy 2 twin packs. The savings really shine during Menard's kickoff sale.
You'll come out of at the kickoff sale at Menard's.
I stopped off at Pizza Hut for lunch to challenge Pizza Hut's new 5-minute lunch team. See this timer? The Pizza Hut lunch team has exactly 5 minutes after I order to get me a hot, delicious personal pan pizza. And if they can't get me a personal pan pizza within 5 minutes, my next one's free. Guaranteed. I love getting something for nothing. $4.23.
Your pizza's here, Mr. Hall.
Yeah, I knew that. Still looking for a free lunch at Pizza Hut. I'm Rich Hall.
Stick with it. That's one thing learning to play the clarinet band has taught me.
LeBlanc world-class instruments include Vito clarinets and saxophones and Holton brass instruments.
We got my clarinet from Schmidt. My parents like the trial plan because we can always return it. And Schmidt's has lessons, music, everything you need right there.
Schmidt's band and orchestra instruments, backed by a tradition of service since 1896.
Band's fun. I'm glad I stuck with it.
A lot of you out there don't believe superglues work. Take it from me. I'm Harry Coover. I invented superglue. And this new stuff really works. It's Duro Quick Gel with MTS. More thick, more quick, more stick. You work better on more things than ordinary superglues. Duro Quick Gel with MTS. There's no other superglue like it. Right, George?
Right, Harry.
Available at these fine stores.
It's been 5 months now since the star attractions at the Minnesota Zoo, the 2 beluga whales, were shipped to San Diego. Critics charged that Big Mouth, with his bone infection, was being sent away to die. That hasn't happened. Instead, as Jackie Renner reports, the whale's taken a surprising turn for the better.
Big Mouth's back to gobbling fish, and in this bigger tank, he frolics not only with his longtime whale companion, Little Girl, but with 4 bottlenose dolphins.
And to see him now as active and enjoying life as he is, obviously, and to see him doing as well, that's a thrill for us.
SeaWorld's experts watched most of the skin lesions visible on Big Mouth before he left Minnesota mend. The bone infection in his left flipper is also healing. The whale, diagnosed here as terminally ill with only weeks or months to live, appears to have made a remarkable recovery. What magic did SeaWorld work? It treated Big Mouth with antibiotics. It also placed him in natural seawater. In addition, a recent report indicates the levels of chlorine were too high in the whale's tank at the Minnesota Zoo. Most of all, SeaWorld chalks its success up to experience.
We have worked with animals of this species and similar species, many, many individuals over a very long period of time, and I think that really has to count for a great deal.
SeaWorld says it's up to the Minnesota Zoo to decide when and if these animals come back, but so far, no one's asked to have them returned. Minnesota Zoo Director Catherine Roberts says a committee must decide whether it wants the whales back, but she expects Big Mouth's age to be a factor.
Even if he didn't have the other medical problems that he did when he left here, he's going to start to have health problems, if for no other reason than because of his age. and it may be appropriate for him as an individual to stay at sea.